Today's question is about the challenges in achieving precise alignment when layering multiple materials in a project. This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, precise alignment can be a bit of a problem, but we have a couple of little tricks that may help you achieve a little more success. One of them is to put parchment paper underneath each layer that you are going to match up. You'll start with the base at the bottom and put it in place. And then the next layer up, if you have parchment paper underneath, you'll have to remember that your next layer is not going to stick to that parchment paper, so you can slide it out slightly and make sure things match up and line up, and slide out a little more and keep matching it as you go through. And as you slide it down, you'll find that you'll have a better match in that direction. Once that layer is done, do the next one, same process. Just slide your parchment paper out a little bit at a time, and that's going to make a super difference. So that is our number one tip. Number two, and this is something I have learned to do recently, is I put some little circles around my design. So I'll have a couple at the top and a couple at the bottom. My goal here is to match up the circles in each layer, and then I will find that everything will line up in the center quite readily. Quite often I'll use 6 dots all the way around the edge, and I'll match those 6 dots on every single layer I'm going to do. And it doesn't matter the color, they can be the same color. But what you do, I add the parchment paper in there as well. But what I'm, instead of lining up little tiny pieces and worrying about how much they do line up, I'm lining up the circles. So I may start with the top circle and fit that in, and then go to the 2 outer circles and match those up first before even worrying about what's going to go down on my surface. So once the 3 circles are lined up at the top, then you can pull your parchment paper down and you can make sure that everything's going to line up. You'll have a couple more circles on the side. You line those up and you just work your way down. And that is the easiest way to make sure that those layers, using multiple materials, and if you're using vinyl and paper and everything else, this is going to help you line absolutely everything up with a lot more accuracy. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast, and your questions answered.